Welcome to Black and Blue, the podcast that's just for you. We bring solutions to everyday problems. We are here to humanize the badge by interviewing first responders and discussing their trainings, experiences, publications. Black and Blue airs weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in.
What can I do to better myself, to get out, think outside the box? Growing up as a kid, again, Long Island, my grandfather and I, Pop, we would always, who can get in the water first? It was April time frame. So at that point I said, in my mind, I'm going, I miss my Pop. He hasn't been around for a long time. I looked at the time, my wife, I said, hey, I'm going to go swim with Pop. And she looked at me like, what is he doing? I wobbled out to the truck, took off down to the ocean, and I jumped in and I sat there. And the water was like 42, 46 degrees, something along those lines. I sat in there for about 8-9 minutes, and I just stared off into the distance and was breathing, just slow, controlled breathing. And it was almost like I was in another planet. I felt phenomenal. I walk out of the water and I can feel my toes hit the rocks. That's the first time in 6 months that I could feel my feet. I said, that's it. So for 3 years, I was in the water every day. When it was warm, I got a big old 150-gallon trough and filled it up with ice and water. And I'd sit in it for, at that time, it was cold with how much ice I put in it. It was 32 to 38 degrees. I was doing 2 to 3 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes a day. That's really where it started. Met a really good friend of mine, and he started helping me hone my skills for breath work and for cold exposure, the whys, the whens, the hows of it all, and especially with the breathing. And it just brought me back to my passion of how do we make the human body do better with what we have. Alongside of that physical component, my mental component, the stress I had, the anxiety I had, the depression I had of what I wasn't able to do with my kids. I was thinking way down the road of, this is awful. I'm not going to play soccer with them. I'm not going to run with them. But safety, trust yourself, trust your partner, explain the process, talk about the process, and understand true what your limitations are. And don't go in 30 degrees right away. 55 degrees is plenty cold enough. 60 degrees is plenty cold enough. You can adjust your time. You go into 60-degree water, and you'll feel it'll be cold, but you'll notice that you're like, all right, that was 3 minutes. That was not easy, but not hard. Let's try to make it colder next time. So just, really just breaking it down into baby steps, step by step. Hey, look at what temperature you have available. Most tap water out of your faucet, again, New England wise, you're looking at 40 to 45, 50 degrees right out of the tap. Perfect. You don't need ice. Save the ice for other things. Just get in that, fill that tub up, and if you have to rinse it out and redo it every once in a while, that's okay. Just work with what you have. Definitely one of the side effects too, as far as regulating your body temperature. You can use it to wake yourself up. You can also use it to drop your core temperature, and your body has to start warming itself up. It gets you into deeper sleep quicker. And you wind up sleeping like a baby. So depending on how you work it and how you breathe with it, you can hit it hard in the morning and go through some quicker, deeper breaths. Again, not doing the certain style where you're doing 30 breaths and holding your breath. You don't want to do that in water at all. But you pump up and you get energized for it. You get you get your really deep growls as you're exhaling, and that fires you up. If you want to calm down and lower your stress response and be quiet for the night, then your breathing is I call it ninja breath. Close your mouth, pretend like you have a feather underneath your nose, and breathe without letting the feather move. So that'll calm you right down. Your heart rate drops, your core temperature drops, and again, keep it in control, 3 to 5 minutes. That's all you really need. And then pop out, dry off. Don't take a shower, don't warm up, climb into bed, and you're sleeping like a baby and you feel really good. And that kind of hits to the Ernie's point too for the toxic stress. Is how you address your breathing. Your breathing kind of guides you. But I want to see what my body can do, and what my mind can handle as well. So both body and mind challenge. I want to see what it can do. It's, our body, I look at it as one big science experiment.
Yeah.
We're all different. I've got some things that are quirks for me that might not be quirks for you. So I want to see and test my body. Same thing with, your bench press, your deadlift. What's your goal? Misconceptions and other things that kind of guidelines for a cold exposure. Cold prior to working out, phenomenal. You're going to boost your testosterone levels, your growth hormones, and you're going to be able to hit the gym and get a little bit better response from it. Now, if you flip that and go cold after, you're going to destroy your inflammation process. So your hypertrophy, if you're looking to get strong, you get cold after working out, you're going to kill your inflammation process. So you want to hit the other side of it. On the back side of your workout, it's heat exposure. You want to get those heat shock proteins. Well, that's where a hot shower, hot tub, all that comes into play. So cold before a workout, heat after a workout. If you still want to get in the tub and get some cold in, like what Chief Moya said for doing nighttime dips, 4 hours. The rule of thumb is 4 hours after a workout, your body has gone through that inflammation process where you're going to get the building blocks, your proteins and everything to build that muscle. You're not going to deplete that process. So 4 hours after workout, you're pretty much clear to get cold.